down. Yeah, go.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Nate Tubbs, alongside Blaze Shower, and tonight we have your Mountain Vista Gold Eagles taking on the Rocky Mountain Lobos in Mountain Vista's homecoming game. We should have an even matchup here as the teams are ranked 48 and 50. The Golden Eagles are currently 0 and 3, and because this is their homecoming game, you already know the Mountain Vista Golden Eagles will be hungry for a victory. This is Coach Looney's fourth game calling the shots, and he's been unsuccessful thus far, so it will be interesting to see if he changes anything up. He has implemented that tight end to his system, and now let's rise for the national anthem.
Miss Sam Garvey.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets bursting in proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let's sit.
All right, so after the subpar performance their last home game, having the lead against Cherokee Trail, Vista not only needs the lead, they need to hold it as well. Vista all year has had a rough time in the second half. After multiple close games, the second half has gone to the opposing team every time. So what do you think Coach Looney needs to do to get his team kind of back on their feet after the halftime?
At this point, Blaze, I think what they need to do is anything, because the definition of insanity is doing everything over and over and expecting something to change. And frankly, nothing has changed. It's just been loss after loss, and I really do expect some change to happen this game. It is an even matchup. I think we'll see good things from this Golden Eagle offense.
Yeah, that's right. I was up there watching some of the practices. There was definitely a different drive in the players this week. They felt like they needed to deliver for homecoming week.
And as you can see, the Golden Eagles are kicking it away to the Lobos, which means they will get it at the half.
It's homecoming Thursday night.
And here's the kick.
Bring out the Golden Eagles.
He's taking his time, making sure everybody's okay. Got two in the backfield within the 10. And the game is underway. Sent deep, back into the end zone. It is a touchback. The Lobos will take the ball at their 20-yard line.
The Lobos need to come out this drive with a passion. And even though Vista has come out with a passion every single time, I feel like even if the Lobos don't do so good this quarter, they still have that chance to come back, being that Vista is not a very strong second half team.
Here's the first snap, runner in motion. That would be Connor Stevenson in motion. A fake draw. He's got somebody in the backfield, scrambles and throws it incomplete. That'll bring it to a second down and 10 to go.
And Vista just doing a great job putting the pressure on the quarterback, and I feel like that really led to that missed thrown ball.
Pressure is everything, and as soon as they get to manipulate that offensive line, good things are going to come.
That's right.
Again, with the running back in the backfield. Another runner in motion, Stevenson again. That ball is pitched, runs outside for a gain of about 5.
He had a couple great blocks there by the offense, really just pushing out those Mount Vista players, enabling Stevenson to just kind of walk through and get a couple extra yards easily.
That run was for 6 yards, bringing it to a 3rd and 4. Looks like it was Sean Kidd on the run. Now on a 3rd and 4. We'll see if the Golden Eagles can hold it to a 3 and out on the initial drive. This ball is passed on the sideline. Good. Is it good enough for the first down? It looks to be, and that'll be enough to move the chains.
Yeah, that was a great play by Noah Yancey. He just got his foot in, caught the ball in, and just kind of held himself in, tried to keep those hands down, keep possession before he got pushed out by the Mount Vista defender.
And with Yancey behind center, we'll see how he can control this game. And he's talking with the refs a little bit. A flag is on the field. We'll see what it translates to. Nobody's moving up or down the field yet.
Let's see what the refs come out to do.
Legal participation by the receiver. Mount Vista. Or go the distance.
That penalty will be on the Lobos, bringing it back to what looks like a 3rd down and 9. A big break for the Golden Eagle defense, and we'll see if they can hold things down this time around.
And it looks like that was an illegal receiver downfield. So Lobos just kind of hurt themselves right there. They had a great chance at a possible first down, and now they're going to be bringing it back.
The board does say 2nd and 9. To be quite honest, I'm a bit confused as to what just happened, but it's a 2nd and 9. It's a 2nd and 17. What just happened, I don't know, but it's time for all of us to move on. And now
The marker on field
it's a
says
3rd
third
and
down.
17.
It's a 3rd and 17.
Golly, folks, some people, they just don't know what they're doing. And now on a 3rd and 17, it's looking like an unlikely conversion for Rocky Mountain. He steps back in the pocket, has plenty of time, converts, and it's good for a first down.
That was a great pass by Pooler. He had a great pocket, a lot of time. He was able to just look back, find Connor Stevenson downfield, and just was able to drill him with a nice, beautiful pass. Get the first down on a 3rd and 17. That's big.
That'd be good for about 19 yards, Blaze. And now the Lobos are in business. They were hurt quite a lot by that penalty. It confused whoever's running the board. It confused us, but it does not matter in the long run.
They're going to get ready pretty quick, kind of throwing Mount Vista off a little bit.
Here's the snap. That's a run up the middle, eaten alive. Going to be a loss of 2 downs, bringing it to a 2nd and 12.
Yeah, kid right there just didn't quite have the gap he needed, didn't quite have the gap he wanted. He ended up kind of making like a field goal or a touchdown leap there. Just not what we wanted.
The ball still in Lobos territory on their own 32. Setting up again. They seem to enjoy having a running back in the backfield. They do go with the run again, also for a loss of yards. That'll be about a 1.5 yard lost.
Great job there by Mountain Vista defensive coach, kind of seeing that he would run the ball again and having the right rush, having the right play, and just getting a nice one out there.
And now another 3rd and long. We'll see how the defense reacts. Do they stay in the zone or stay zone, which ultimately allowed that 3rd and 17 to be converted? Or do they kind of go a bit tighter? Do they send in some for the rush? They do. The pass is converted. It will not be good enough for a 1st down, and the punting unit will take the field.
Jake DeLuca putting great pressure on the quarterback, Pooler, and just kind of forcing him to throw that ball a little sooner than he wanted to. So now it'll be a 4th and 2.
And the Golden Eagles are set to receive the ball. I would be wary of a fake. It's only 2 yards, and you don't know what they have up their sleeve at this point. What? The ball is back. There's the kick. A high kick. Fair cut at about the 32 or the 33-yard line.
34. Nope, 33.
Yeah, 33.
Math is hard.
And Jacob Barrett and the Golden Eagle offense take the field.
That's right. So after a couple rough games for Sam Chrisley, he's looking to catch some balls. After the last home game at Cherokee Trail, he dropped a couple passes that would have gotten Vista a couple key, crucial 1st downs. However, hopefully this week and last week, he's coming out with a passion, catch some good passes thrown by Jacob Barrett.
There's the snap. Given to Grant Shells. Good for about 3 or 4 yards.
Even though it's only 3 or 4 yards, those 3 or 4 yards add up quick. So even if Mountain Vista keeps on those little runs, just 3 of those just gets you a 1st down.
That's right. I would love to see Mountain Vista utilize the tight end more. It is a new position to this offensive system, but I haven't really seen it used. I haven't seen very many targets to tight ends. I think it would be interesting and something that definitely would throw the Lobos off. A quarterback sneak now. Is it good for anything? Yeah, it's good for a couple yards. It will be a 3rd down, but they only need 4 yards to convert. Mountain Vista looking to convert is going to be 7 in the box, a potential blitz coming. Barrett takes it, a quarterback's, what's it called?
Quarterback sneak.
Not a sneak,
Flea flicker?
not a flea flicker.
It was a play, that's what it was. And it got Mountain Vista the 1st down. That's what matters.
I guess that is what matters. It was.
Starting off this drive with high spirits, getting that 1st down early in the game.
Well, I'm stumped. I should have known that, but I just didn't. Barrett takes the snap. You see the running game is a lot more prominent thus far, and that'll be good. Oh, the ball is out.
Matt Smith just not able to take care of that ball. Let's see what the refs call it. And it looks like it still will be Mountain Vista ball.
Still Mountain Vista's ball.
That one's a scary one.
I think at the end of the day, it's positive yardage. And now the Golden Eagles have 2nd down and very short to go. They're in the huddle.
Jacob Barrett will have Matt Smith behind him.
Gives them that ball. All they needed was 1 Is it good? It's going to come down to a matter of inches by the looks of it.
Looney's holding up his hands. Doesn't look like they got it.
Still, just a very, very short amount to go. I wouldn't be surprised to see a quarterback sneak or just something up the middle.
Because
They're
we've
not
seen
looking for
Jacob
big
Barrett
yardage.
do stuff like that before. Jacob Barrett has had the power to push forward.
You see the same formation, little changes here and there, little tweaks, but yeah, this running game has been prominent. Matt Smith gets it, and he's on. He's going 20, 10, touchdown. There's a flag on the field. We'll see what it's regarding. It could be a hold.
Mountain Vista not getting too excited on the sidelines. They're just kind of staying back. Looks like this one's getting called back.
A gap like that is pretty uncommon without a flag on the field, unfortunately. We'll see what the refs call. But either way, a very, very good run. Would have been a 40-yard run. Very impressive.
Matt Smith had it, but we'll listen into the ref.
And the Golden Eagles are going back. Looks like it was a holding. We'll bring it to a 3rd and 11. A big hit. Oh, it could have been more. It could have been a personal foul. The ball is back almost 15 yards.
That's not good for Mountain Vista.
Well, now it's a 3rd and 13. Barrett will most likely be airing this one out. See only one in the backfield. That'll be Grant Shells looking to pick up a block. That ball is sent way far and incomplete.
I feel like that's been a trend with Jacob Barrett. He seems to just overthrow a lot of his passes, and I feel like that's one of the things he needs to work on. And he had all the time in the pocket. He had all the time. He didn't have to rush that throw. However, he rushed it a little bit and just overthrew number 8, Sam Carissa, by a long.
And now it's looking to go back in Rocky Mountain's possession. There's the kick. A big one. Does it? And it does go out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. The Lobos will take over in their own territory.
So this game's still scoreless. Both teams having a great defensive run. However, the Lobos did stop Mountain Vista on 3rd down, and I feel like it is Mountain Vista's fault. They're getting that personal foul penalty, really killing themselves right there. They had a touchdown, but something happened on the field, and the ref decided to call it.
Well, you can't get away with everything, obviously. There's rules in the game for a reason. But now the defense is looking to hold things up and get the offense back on the field. There's a run to the outside, and he's taken down swiftly for a loss of 1.
Kid just not having very good runs. It seems to be that his O-line is having a hard time keeping the pockets open.
Minutes left to play in this 1st down. The Lobos are in a 2nd down situation with 11 yards to go.
Lobos staying in the huddle for a little longer than they usually do. Looks like they have some confusion with the coach.
I apologize for whatever happened in maybe some technical difficulties. You never know with this. And there's a run up the middle, a quarterback draw. He's in the positive. Looks like about a 7 or 8 yard run. We'll bring it to 3rd down and 4. The Golden Eagles, yet again, have found themselves looking to hold up on a 3rd down. They've done a good job at not letting the Lobos matriculate downfield. They have, what, 1 first down thus far?
I believe so. Lobos are quick to the line there after the huddle, showing some good hustle. It seems like the Lobos are really in this game. Mountain Vista showing blitz.
That'll be a toss back. They got men in the backfield, and that'll be held up, bringing it to 4th down. A great pass rush, and they were able to adapt well to the pitch.
Yeah, that was a great call there. Really just was able to, they read that, they showed blitz, and they just kind of ran right through Sean Kidd. getting the 4th down.
And now the punting unit is back on the field, and the Golden Eagles are set to take the ball back in less than 2 minutes. Two back deep, looking to receive. He will be returning it. He takes off. There's a flag on the field. He's at the 50. He's at the 40, cuts back in, and it's taken down at about the 36-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like that punt was snapped a little low, but he was still able to get that punt off. However, I believe it'll be a block in the back. That's usually what tends to be on these punting plays. We'll listen in to the official as soon as he makes the call.
I did see a bit of a scuffle at the initial reception of the punt. We'll see what the refs have to say.
And it looks like it will be a block in the back.
Yep, refs are walking the ball back all the way to the 32. It will be at the spot of the foul, so you can't expect that they would translate the block in the back to where the ball ended up. And now they take over at their own 32. 2 in the backfield. Jacob Barrett's running, takes the hit, good for about 3 yards.
And that's kind of an interesting play call from Looney. You don't usually want to have your quarterback go in and go head first and just dive through a lot of plays, especially.
Well, that's just that good mentality that Jacob Barrett has. Even if sometimes he doesn't convert his passes, he always has the right mindset, and he always knows who he needs to go to. He has great vision, but sometimes he just doesn't convert, and I think that's true among a lot of quarterbacks in this league.
That's what we see with the overthrown passes.
Pitches it back to Grant Shells.
He looks like
now
he runs right into Santa Carissa.
Now just past the 40-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down and doable for the Golden Eagles.
We'll have to see what Looney does this play. They're on the left hash, so be looking for something on the right.
Folks, we're trying something new. We're switching camera angles. It's incredible. The technology that our production team is able to pull off is beyond my intellect. But I hope you do enjoy it because it's an angle that we've never seen before, and it looks to be working just fine. Jacob Barrett takes the snap, hands it off, will not be good for a 1st down, loses 1 yard.
And that's just not a good blocking. Oh, but looks like we had a false start.
Not a good blocking.
Not a good blocking. English is really hard today.
Well, it's a 4th down and short, and it looks like Mount Vista will be going for it.
Quite a considerable student section showing up, coming all the way from Rocky Mountain High School. You like to see that.
Barrett takes the snap. It is a sneak, and he's eaten up in the backfield, and that'll be a turnover on downs. The Lobos take the ball in Mountain Vista territory.
And you got to wonder what was Looney thinking there. After running the ball to Barrett, trusting Barrett 3 times, he gave it again to him, put his trust in him, and Barrett just didn't come through.
Well, it's not always about the coach's decision-making in the offensive play. Sometimes the defense just wins, and I think that was the case right there. They were expecting that run. They were going to plug up any holes that might have popped up. I just didn't foresee a conversion there either way. I wouldn't pin it on anybody in particular. Now the Lobos back on the field, pass the ball, and he's taken down at about the 34-yard line.
That was a great little run there by number 24, Cole Griffin. He was able to drive up there and get a nice 6 yards. Just a nice, solid play by him. Great awareness.
Now with really good positioning, we'll see what Rocky Mountain can do. Now he takes the snap. Oh, leaps over a defender. and gets another about 7 yards after contact. An impressive run, and the Lobos move the chains now within the 30-yard line.
And the clock's going to stay running with just 1 minute left.
Now breaks the huddle. That's right, we're within 1 minute. No hurry really, as it's only the first quarter, but and another draw. Looks like the Golden Eagles were expecting it. They ate it up. It'll be good for nothing. It'll be a second down and 11.
It seems to me that Mountain Vista's defense has been reading the Lobos like a book. Every time that the Lobos have showed any sign of running, Mountain Vista's just had it clear as day and just easily able to read that.
Now coming back to the new camera angle. I hope you like it. I sure do. It looks crispy. It looks really good. And now you see the fake snap, and he was drawn off sides. We'll see, it might have been a bit of a flinch on the offensive side. It looks like it was, and that'll be a false start, bringing it to a 2nd and 16.
And that was a great job by the linebackers there, showing blitz and then just stopping short ahead, making the offensive line almost think that the ball got snapped and not even paying attention to their own center.
Now the Golden Eagles have a lot to work with, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. Golden Eagles have fought back, brought things back to a 2nd and 16, out of field goal range by the looks of it. You see, we can even follow the huddle. How great is that?
That's just
There's the
great.
sideline. Wow.
That's just a
I'm
great
impressed.
angle. You
I'm
can
very
really
impressed.
see the faces on the Mountain Vista team, and I think that'll be kind of crucial to see kind of the reactions of Mountain Vista throughout the entire game.
Now back on the field, had a bit of technical difficulties. They have been dealt with.
Dealt with, to say the
Yes.
least.
You see, ball is flipped halves. Now we are back to the 2nd down and 16. Ball on Mountain Vista's 32-yard line. And now we're in the second quarter. Takes the snap. He drops back. He is getting rushed. That ball is batted down. Almost received by the offensive lineman.
Yeah, that would have been interesting if Brandon Volker caught the ball. That would have been quite the funny play there. It's like when a defensive lineman catches the ball. It's almost funny.
The Lobos should be glad that they didn't catch it, because that would have resulted in a loss of about 10 yards.
Yeah, it seemed to me that his arm was in motion by the time that ball got thrown.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Now on a 3rd and 16, the Lobos have converted a 3rd down and 14, I believe. Or maybe it was a 3rd down and 16 again. We'll see how Mountain Vista reacts. Now back in the pocket, lets the ball rip. He's got some space to run. And looks like he's stopped just a couple of yards shy of that 1st down marker. I wouldn't be surprised to see if they go for it, or if they just go for a field goal to get some points on the board. They've definitely moved themselves back into field goal position.
Now, even though Pooler did get that ball off, Trig Peterson made sure he felt that one as he drilled him after he got rid of that ball. So even though didn't get the sack, I feel like just kind of getting in the quarterback's head like, hey, we can hit you, we're going to hit you.
That's right, and here we are back with the end zone perspective. Now in the red zone, you see he has a receiver wide open, and that's good for a touchdown. I bet that angle looked very cool from behind the end zone. Man, I love this new angle.
It's great.
And also, that was a pretty impressive touchdown. great play call. Had the runner wide open. I think the Golden Eagles were expecting a run, and they were just able to get an easy conversion. And now, here's the point after attempt.
And you know what else I love, Nathan? VistaNow. You got to follow all your athletes all year long on VistaNow. Whether you check out a profile on our website or watch a live event on our YouTube channel, VistaNow is your home for Mountain Vista Athletics. www.vistanow.org or youtube.com/VistaNow. Make sure to like and subscribe.
That's right, a little shameless plug never
What a
hurt
segue.
anybody. And that'll bring things to 7-0 Lobos.
11:06 left on the clock. Lobos able to put that one away quite quick. Now, if Mountain Vista did not have that personal foul, this game would be tied up.
You know, there's always hindsight. There will always be hindsight. But I think the only thing the Golden Eagles can do right now is look forward. And I hope that's what they do.
I think that's what Looney's going to look to do. As Mountain Vista's getting hype up for this kickoff. The Lobos are lined up. And that sideline cam is beautiful.
Keep it up. The Lobos, James.
Here's the kick.
And Stone back deep.
Back deep. Does he catch it? He catches it in the end zone, which means it's an automatic touchback. Golden Eagles will take over. Just about 11 minutes left in the second quarter. Got plenty of time to move the ball down before they receive the ball in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's right. It almost seemed like Nick Stone really wanted to receive that ball. He was just trying to everything he can to keep his feet out of the end zone. However, ball just went a little bit too far.
Nothing you can do about it.
That's right.
Press box. Tate and Austin, please report to the press box.
There's a snap.
Now Barrett back. His first completion of the game, and he's running. That'll be good for about 12 yards. A clean little play.
Yeah, that
But
was
there is
great
a
pass
flag
there.
on the field on the exact opposite. You see Looney is on the field. He doesn't know what's going on. He seems a bit disappointed. And the Eagles are going back. Looney's
we'll-
arguing the call a bit.
We'll get the new cam. Look at that. You can see Looney arguing with the ref.
Oh,
That's just
isn't
great.
that choice? Isn't that just beautiful?
Brings a smile to
You
my
know,
face.
That's just the type of angle that we would not have been able to get even last week. So I hope you guys appreciate the production quality. In no way is it on me. That would be thanks to Blaze Shower and Cooper Hertz.
Don't forget Bryce Miller. He's
Bry-
the one running the camera down
Bryce
on the
Miller,
field.
of course.
That
You see
beautiful
a
footage.
rain of boos coming down. Looney is still mad. But at this point, what can you do about it?
Oh, it looks like we had an illegal man downfield. So that is what is making Looney so angry about that play.
That's unfortunate.
And I can see why, because sometimes that can get called, sometimes that can't. And it's just whether the ref wants to call or not.
Yeah, it really is. But as far as I'm concerned, that passing play was clean, and it worked out really nicely. But it's still a 1st and 15. Now back in the pocket again. And that ball is intercepted.
It almost looks like he threw that ball straight.
Oh, and the refs are saying it was incomplete, that it hit the ground. A stroke of luck for the Golden Eagles.
And let's see if we can get a replay on that one.
In coverage. Number 16.
We're trying our very best.
Second down. And 15 from the 15.
These don't work.
At the end of the day, sometimes we just can't get a replay.
Sad times. Don't cry too much, Nathan.
Sad times indeed. But now it's a 2nd and 15. Golden Eagles were close to giving up the ball. Now with the pass again, that ball is ripped off the hands.
Now, if you're Garrett Looney, you got to be thinking Jacob Barrett has not been having quite the best
I would
day
say,
today.
no. I would say that that's on the receiver's hands.
Yeah, that one was on the receiver's hands. However, we've seen multiple overthrown balls today. We've seen multiple overthrown balls every week.
I would say that wasn't
it's
one of them.
maybe it's time to give one of the other quarterbacks a shot.
Now with a 3rd down, they've got 15 to go. And Barrett is most likely going to pass again. Here he is. He breaks a tackle. He's scrambling. And he breaks free just a little bit. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and the punting unit will take the field. An unfortunate turn of events with that illegal man downfield.
Because that was quite a great run, but you know what? Didn't quite work out for Mountain Vista. However, they will punt the ball downfield, and hopefully we'll get quite a good punt.
And there's the kick.
Deep kick.
Very deep kick. He does take it back.
He's still going.
It'll be Holden Lefke on the return, and he's taken down
Well, maybe get 1 or 2 yards on that one.
at the 49-yard line.
Special teams tackle that time. Golden Eagles number 33.
I do apologize for that absolute abomination. That was not my fault. That was Blaze Shower's fault. And because he's not around me right now, everybody go in the comment section and say, screw you, Blaze, because he just obliterated everybody's ears. I am sorry. But now we got the Lobos back on the field. It'll be a run up the middle. Good for about 1 yard. You see Yancey still behind center.
Pooler still behind center.
It's Yancey.
Maybe they have multiple quarterbacks because it seems to me that last quarter it was Pooler, and it looks like it still is Pooler.
They do have, so Noah Yancey is the backup quarterback, and he does take the field as a receiver. You see last snap, I believe he was behind center and took a snap.
You know, maybe that's a little bit of a strategy. Maybe they have Yancey back there as a running back.
Absolutely. And you see that pass goes to Noah Yancey, and it's good for 5 yards.
That was a great pass by Pooler. He just drilled it right to Yancey. Just easy, nice pass. Just had to kind of get his arms around it, and he caught that ball. Didn't even have to make a move.
That'll bring things to a 3rd and 5. This Golden Eagle defense has done a great job, much better than we saw in week 1. I'd say much better than we saw in week 3. I'm impressed. I'd say that touchdown was, I wouldn't even say that was a hiccup on the defense's part. I would say that was just a good offensive play call.
And that's part of the thing is that you could say that the offense is doing good, or you could say the defense is doing bad. But
And
either way, both teams, and that was really great coverage, just a perfectly thrown ball by Pooler there. Grant Shell's not quite able to get that ball out of.
Yep, a very well-placed ball, and that'll take it to the Mountain Vista 40-yard line.
And that seems to be a trend here with Pooler. He has just had really well-placed footballs. He's been able to kind of be aware of the field, be aware of his receivers, and just kind of place the ball right where the receivers want it and need it to be. And the receivers have just been able to make great plays without as much effort as normally needed.
I would have to agree with that. There's a pitch behind, and he's eating up.
If you're the Rocky Mountain Lobos, you got to get your run game going. This Lobos run game has not been very great since their first drive. After their first drive, the run game has just kind of been going downhill, but that just could be Mountain Vista learning kind of their plays, learning kind of their setup.
Yep.
But either way,
Sean Kidd has been held in check thus far. He's had a couple breakout runs for 5 or more, but overall, whenever he tries to put things up the offensive line, he just hasn't gotten much yardage out of it.
switch
Now in
over to the other side.
Takes the snap. Looks for a cheeky back shoulder pass, but that's incomplete. Pooler was pressured heavily as he threw the ball as he was falling down.
Chris Varela. Incomplete pass.
Now another third down. This one, they'll need 10 yards to convert. The ball is in Mountain Vista territory. We'll see how Looney calls this one. He has seemed to stick with his zone defense up the middle, and they have been able to convert on quite a few third downs. We'll see if something changes. I'm not sure. The crowd's getting loud. And now Pooler takes the snap. He's looking to throw. It's a screen pass. He's working his way up, and he breaks free at the 15, the 10, taken down at about the 7-yard line. A huge play, 30-plus yards. And another great play call. You see what a screen can turn into, and you can see it in a Patriots game. I mean, that's a pretty Patriots-esque play, I would say. A short pass that turns into big yards, and it worked really well for the Lobos there.
It seemed like Mountain Vista was almost expecting a run play there as they blitzed a couple of people. However, the Lobos did fake it and kind of throw a screen pass and were able to get past all of those linebackers that normally would be in zone coverage.
And as we are in the red zone, we're back to our end zone view. That ball is handed off, eaten up. That'll be Holden Lefke.
Lefke just didn't have the gap, didn't have the blocking he needed to get upfield. And Mountain Vista just kind of followed him as he was going northwest and just got the tackle real easy.
And now it'll be a second down and goal. They're at the 9-yard line. That was for a loss of 2. We'll see if the Golden Eagles can hold it to 3. That'd be yeah. But
it looked
even
great.
if you can't see it, it was a touchdown. You know, sometimes the technical difficulties really get the best of you, and that was one of those times. But the outcome, I promise you, I really do, I promise you it was a 9-yard run up the middle, cut to the right, Sean Kidd for 6.
Nonetheless, here at halftime, we have a great performance for you tonight. We have the Palms performing, and we have the band performing for homecoming week.
That's right. It is the big homecoming game. So we'll have some big homecoming performances.
That's right.
The Golden Eagles are in huddle. You see Looney, or that will be the offensive coordinator, and he'll be talking some sense into this offense. They do get the ball after the half is over, so they have more than enough opportunity to bring this ball game back, but they just need to take this time and kick. Leading 14-0. They give the ball back to the Golden Eagles. And that'll be a touchback. And even more technical difficulties are just ruining the viewer experience. We do apologize if you're seeing Frozen right now. There's little we can do about it because sometimes broadcasts just fail. And we should be back now. Again, it's out of our hands, and there's little we can do. Looks like we're back up and running. We apologize for the little hiccup. And there's the snap. Handoff to the outside corner. It'll be good for about 2 yards. Now it's a 2nd and 7 at their own 23. Less than 5.5 minutes left in this. second quarter. We're still trying to figure some stuff out so we can get you that crispy, clean footage of the on-field perspective. And now behind center takes the snap, hands it off again. Matt Smith is looking for anywhere to go, and he just can't seem to find it. He will pick up a yard or two, though. And
It'll be
now,
third down here.
all they need is 5 to convert. We'll see what Barrett can do to lead his offense down the field. You see Sam Crissa, he'll be at the slot position.
Mount Vista having a few rough third downs, is almost throwing that interception on one, and it looks like Barrett just overthrows him just a little bit again.
Just a bit. Again, it is a bit of a trend with Jacob Barrett. He just seems to throw the ball just a couple inches above the head. That one was just out of reach. And that'll bring it to a 4th and 5. The punting unit back on the field. The Lobos set to receive.
The Lobos have been dominating on defense, just shutting down Mountain Vista. High snap. Ooh.
And a botched kick
It seems that that's not
with a good roll still manages to get to to get to Rocky Mountain territory. You know, it doesn't always matter how it happened, but it just matters where you end up. And this got to the 37-yard line. And the Lobos will take over, not in Mountain Vista territory, luckily enough for them, but all the way back in their own. We are trying our very best to get you this new footage. It is not easy because sometimes things just don't want to cooperate. That'll be a run. He goes from sideline to sideline, ends up picking up 2 yards. He ran about 20 yards only to pick up 2 in the vertical again.
That's one of those things, is that as a running back, you got to know when to stop running
Well, that
north-south.
might be attributed just to play design if
That's very
if
true.
there were blockers
This
just
is
not
very
there, or if the defense just beat him out. That's
very
also
true.
probable. Fakes the handoff. He has plenty of time. He's looping out to the right. There's a flag on the field. It was an incomplete pass. We'll
Just
see what
barely
we'll see what the refs have to say.
Stevenson. Incomplete. Coverage by Grant Shells. Penalty marker.
It'll be another illegal man downfield on the offense, bringing it back another 5 yards. It'll be a 2nd down and 14.
Seems to me that the refs like to call illegal man downfield, and that just could be a trend with the Lobos, but Mountain Vista also got called for it, so they just might be a little bit picky with it.
That's true. You see they're moving back. The refs put the ball over there. We're still trying to figure out this sideline view because we like it as much as you guys do. Now the sideline's getting into a little. Pooler takes the snap. He jogs back. He had plenty of time. Converts the pass. Another good one right in the breadbasket. And that one will be good for about 14. Is it enough to move the chains? We'll see. If not, it's a matter of like a foot or two. If that. Another beautiful pass from Giles Pooler. You know, it's an interesting name, but the pass was good nonetheless.
It's not often in high school sports to see the chains out, and it looks like they won't pull them out today.
That's true.
It's quite an interesting phenomenon.
I don't think I've ever seen it happen in a high school football
I
game,
agree with
actually.
you.
And now Pooler is heading up right under center. You have Sean Kidd in the backfield. There's a flag on the field. If it's a false start, that's a stroke of luck for the Golden Eagles, and I believe it is. It is a false start, and that'll bring it to a 3rd and 6. Much more breathing room for that Mountain Vista defense. And now we'll see if they can hold things up.
Mountain Vista has been doing a pretty good job holding the Lobos on 3rd down. So we'll see what the coaches pull out of their book to stop the Lobos this time as Pooler goes into the huddle.
The clock has been running this whole time. Now almost at the 2-minute mark.
Both teams still have all 3 timeouts, so there's still a considerable amount of time in this game.
See, Pooler dropped back. He had nobody to go to. He did have his option receiver, Sean Kidd, at the bottom of the field.
Sean Kidd was wide open.
I think he could have gone for quite a bit. He had nothing but green out in front of him, but unfortunately, Giles Pooler, he just didn't see him.
Now 4th and 6.
The punting unit
Forced
is
him to punt.
back on the field. 2 back for the Golden Eagles. Here's the kick.
It looks
Another
like they're-
high one.
There will be time
And-
for the 2-minute warning.
And he's taken down immediately. Decided not to fair catch. Might have wanted to call a fair catch.
He got drilled there.
He really did. And
Nonetheless, Mountain Vista is going to come onto the field as Jacob Barrett. He's got to try and bring that spark back into his offense. That's really some of the good things about a leadership and a good quarterback is even if your team is down, you just kind of have that passion, that motivation, and you're just able to kind of bring it out to your other players as they're running trips left.
Yep, 1:57 on the clock. That's all that time Barrett has to drive this team down. He lets the ball loose to Sam Chrissa. It's good for about 5. A good pass, a good catch by Chrissa.
Yeah, great diving catch there by Sam Chrissa.
Well, it might not have been Sam Chrissa. It might have been Sam Chrissa. We have
Who
a hard
knows?
time seeing things from up here. Another converted pass. A great one that time.
That
great
one is
play,
Sam Chrissa.
A great play design. That one for sure is Sam Chrissa. We can guarantee that one. And that one moves the chains.
The numbers this year are slightly easier to read as it is not black lettering on black jerseys. However, they're still extremely difficult.
Yep, so cut us some slack, people. And that ball, there was good defense on that one. A strong rush. And that would be
Matthew Smith, he looked like he got a little angry at himself. He knew he could have caught that ball. He knew he could have converted it into some yards. But you know what? It's still 2nd and 10. Mountain Vista still got 1:19 with 3 timeouts, so they still have a chance.
And I believe that was
get it going.
Brody Kling on the defense. He got his hands up. He got right in Barrett's face. Could have obstructed with that pass. If so, he was successful. Now back in the shotgun formation, Barrett takes a snap, looking to pass again. He's scrambling a little bit. That ball almost picked off right into the hands of Brody Kling, but tipped it a little bit. Couldn't come down with the ball. And that'll bring things to a 3rd and 10.
Not the situation Mountain Vista wants to be in. With 1:14 left in the game, they really want to be able to convert. They really want to be able to get a touchdown, or at least drive down the field enough where Ethan Love can just kick in a field goal.
If you're the Golden Eagles right now, all you're looking for is points. And if they're going to get points, they need to convert this right here. It'll be another pass from Jacob Barrett. He's got plenty of time in the pocket. He's got his man. That's good for a 1st down. Great play call. Great pass. Great catch. And that'll be a 1st down for the Golden Eagles. I believe that was Grayson McCall on the reception. Good for about 13 yards. And now the Golden Eagles are in business on the Lobos 34-yard line. 1:07 left on the clock. Barrett again. He's shown much more composure on this drive. He lets that one rip. Almost caught. Nothing wrong with that pass whatsoever. You see Nico Ortega, he's hobbling off. He almost came down with that. He looks visibly disappointed that he didn't come down with that ball. That would have put the Golden Eagles in great position. But we gotta put credit where credit is due. That was great defense on the Lobos' part, and that'll bring things to a second down and 10.
Second and 10, minute 3 left. Still all 3 timeouts. That one's
A
gonna
little
be
button
infield.
route, and that's good. That'll be Adam Holton on the reception, and he takes that ball and he runs with it. And now the Golden Eagles are inside the 10-yard line. Another great play call, great pass, and a great catch. You see Adam Holton was able to haul that one in, and he ran with it. He went as far as he possibly could. And now the Golden Eagles have themselves a 1st and goal. They only need 6 yards for the touchdown, and they have 54 seconds alongside with 2 timeouts. They have everything they need to punch in 6 right here. Now in the huddle, we really would love to give you that sideline view. We really would. Hopefully we'll have it back up and running during the halftime performance.
We may have to cut the video feed during halftime, so we apologize if you guys missed the halftime performances.
I don't think we'll have to cut the video feed. We might just have to cut one of them.
We'll have to cut both. However, that is unfortunate, but it is halftime, and we'll get it back up for you guys.
We will have the audio, correct? Oh, we won't.
We'll have to reset.
It might not be worth it. Now Barrett back. Oh, the pass right in the hands. I think that would have been good enough. Matt Smith just could not come down with it.
However, Vista has 51 seconds and 2 more downs to get that touchdown. They also have 2 timeouts as well. So if you're Vista, you also got to kind of worry about maybe taking some time off the clock as well. So maybe do a run play, even though it is 3rd down. You maybe, if the ball does end up in play, you might just want to leave the clock, let the clock go a little bit longer. You don't want to give the Lobos enough time, as they will be receiving it after half.
All the good things to think about. Now the snap again. That ball is sent, and it's picked off in the end zone. An unfortunate turn of events for the Golden Eagles. Tipped right off the hands and into the arms of the Lobos. Incredibly fortunate positioning. I can't get a name on who that was. Perhaps it was JoJo Fitzsimmons. I'm not sure. But it was a good drive by the Eagles. Nothing to be ashamed of there. An unfortunate end to it, but great defensive stand by the Rocky Mountain Lobos.
And now you got to worry a bit as the Mountain Vista, as the Lobos have 41 seconds and 3 timeouts to drive down the field. And we've seen in many games that is very possible with football.
That really might hurt the morale of that sideline for the Golden Eagles quite a bit. They were so close to getting on the board. It would have put them in great position at the half, as they will receive. But unfortunately, they don't even put up 3.
That is just unfortunate for Mountain Vista. It seems to be that the Lobos have a little bit of confusion. Oh no, it looks like we have an injured player down on the field.
The Lobos are running back off the field.
Looks like we have an injured Eagle.
Now back in huddle. You know, I don't know what's going on. Everybody's taking a knee. I don't know who's hurt, really. I would give you all the information I can provide, but unfortunately, I've already done it. We can't even, no matter how far we zoom in, it's just invisible to us.
If only we had that sideline cam.
So true.
Bummer.
It might have been a little tasteless to go in with the sideline cam right on the injured player, though.
Matt Smith injured. Now that's not what you want to see as Mountain Vista. As Matt Smith has been a very valuable. He's been a great threat on offense. That'll hurt Mountain Vista.
Matt Smith being that lead running back, always in the backfield with Jacob Barrett. That one will hurt that Mountain Vista offense. But it matters not to Giles Pooler. He takes the snap, he airs it out. A big hit. Still came down with the ball. Good for about 5 yards.
They're not going to call a timeout here. They have 3 timeouts, but looks like they're not going to use them. And I don't know if that's quite the wisest decision, as they just killed 20 seconds on the clock, and there's still more time getting killed.
Clock is
and
running.
There will be
a flag. A
12th
flag
man.
is on the field. Don't quite know what it's regarding.
It'll be a penalty for having 12 people on the field for Mount Vista. Not what you want.
A sloppy mistake. Doesn't matter in the long run. Perhaps not, but still.
Oh, if you're the Lobos, is that penalty worth it? As they just killed 20 seconds off of the clock to get an extra. Well, I guess they got an extra 15 yards. However, is that really worth it in the long run?
If their intent is to score on this drive, that was not the right decision to make.
This will be 1st and 10 from the 37.
They have 20 seconds to go 63 yards. Unlikely.
Aaron Rodgers
Looks
did it with
possible.
1 throw, so we'll see if Pooler can do it as well.
You know, maybe that caliber of quarterback isn't seen in high school, let alone in this game. But that ball is incomplete. Now 17 seconds on the clock. It looks like this one will just run down into halftime. You see the marching band has taken the field. Hopefully we can have that live feed for you, because I know they always put on a good show. You also see palms in the back and the cheerleaders. And there's the snap. Pooler has a man wide open. That man would be Connor Stevenson.
Great little run by Connor Stevenson.
And he gets out of bounds. Now 8 seconds left.
There'll be a timeout.
The ball is still in their own territory.
And they did call a timeout, as it seemed that he did not get out of bounds in time.
You know, what's the point in that? If they weren't going to call a timeout when they had the time to drive down, why call it now with 8 seconds left? What possibly can they do? Find out next time.
Or find out in 20 seconds. But first, CHSAA, the Colorado High School Sports Association, contains over 340 schools with over 185,000 students participating in high school sports. Our members promote lifetime values to help motivate and teach students. CHSAA develops policies as a group as a responsibility of membership. CHSAA is coaches, officials, and administrators voluntarily working for the common good of kids. And remember, please do not insult the other team.
Yeah, we're all
Be good
friends here.
sports. We're all friends.
And don't forget, this
Mine
is
is Nathan.
a neutral stream. We favor no team. We promise.
We only favor VistaNow.
That's right. And VistaNow favors nobody. All right, now there's 8 seconds left on the clock. And that ball is incomplete to Noah Yancey. He had the ball in his hands.
I think if the time for a Hail Mary, I think the time is now with 4 seconds left on the clock, because that play took off 4 seconds, so I don't think you have time to get another play off quick.
Now 4 seconds on the clock, and it's a 4th down. Do they punt it? Probably. No, they won't punt it. They're
That'd be
probably
ridiculous.
gonna throw it downfield.
You sound sad. Who doesn't
hoping-
love a good old Hail Mary?
Well,
Looks like we'll
it
get a
doesn't
good old.
matter.
Not-
Oh, there's 0.1 seconds on the clock. There's going to be one more play, but
Ha.
it seems.
both
Oh,
teams.
this could be interesting, actually. That was a turnover on downs. Now there's a one play, the one fateful play for Mountain Vista to air one out and get the touchdown that they so craved.
Now this will be quite the play. This is where you need that Aaron Rodgers arm to just cannonball.
Do they go with the screenplay with their entire offensive line trying to push through to the
flea
end zone,
flick.
or do they go for the Hail Mary? Does Jacob Barrett have the arm? I think so.
He has the arm, as we've seen him overthrow a lot of people by a long shot.
Maybe
So-
that's not the proper gauge,
That's fair.
but he is running out. That ball is sent deep.
And it's it's almost intercepted.
Covered up by a sea of white, and that'll be the half.
So we'll be back here after the halftime show.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will probably have to restart this broadcast, and it's all for the best, we promise. We do apologize that you won't be able to witness the halftime show as Palms takes the field, but it is for the best because during the game we will be able to run that on the field camera, which I do have a bit of a biased opinion, but I believe it's a bit more important than the halftime show. I'm sorry, that's my hot take. Enjoy the halftime.
Vista, under the tutelage of Miss Carrie Trimble.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back live. It's a miracle. And we have both camera perspectives, and you're here just in time for the end of the marching band performance. There's about 4.5 minutes left for halftime. So just sit back, relax as you re-enter the stream. And
High School band parents for their tremendous support throughout the season. Let's hear it one more time. The Mountain Vista High School Golden Marching Band.
both teams have taken the field again. Now the marching band is headed off. It was a good performance. I hope you guys all enjoyed the second half of it.
We apologize for any technical difficulties, along with English difficulties, as now we do have both cameras fully functioning, and we do hope to bring that to you. We got both cameras live. It's just a great day.
Oh yeah, the camera's back, baby.
We'll be sure to get you some nice shots of warm-up as it happens on the field.
You see we're taking a stroll through the student section. There's Matt McCullen. He's flexing. He's all flexed up, boys.
Everybody is super happy. Everybody, you know, there's never a person not happy to see a camera. As they get ready to peel the banana, and they're peeling the bananas right now.
Oh, we're peeling the banana.
That's right.
Oh, they're eating the banana. They're eating the banana again. They're tossing the banana, guys.
You would never expect that. Never expect it. As the red shirts are on, and they're about to go bananas. And
They're going bananas.
Going bananas.
I repeat, they're going bananas. Except that one guy.
Not having it today. As the seniors have their red shirts on, being that they won the homecoming festivities as usual since it's rigged. We have a junior's perspective on that.
Now everybody is no longer going bananas.
It's quite the time.
And we're back to the stretches.
14-0, Rocky Mountain. And we've seen in the past Mountain Vista not having the greatest, I guess, comeback from halftime. So we'll have to see if they perform a lot better than they normally would be after halftime.
They will be receiving the ball. They did have a fantastic drive before it was abruptly ended by an interception in the end zone, but it was remarkable nonetheless. A lot of very solid passes from Jacob Barrett. He showed a lot of composure, and he had great time in the pocket.
Yeah, Jacob Barrett just had all the time in the pocket in the world. It's just receivers weren't able to catch the ball. He wasn't able to throw the ball. Just mistakes on both sides of the offense. So nothing you can really put the blame on anybody. However, they're looking to change that. They're looking to put the blame on the Rocky Mountain defense and kind of put some bullets through them. Some foam darts, of course.
Absolutely. Now everybody's back on the sideline as the half draws to a close. And there's the beautiful sideline view. We're following number 56, whose name is Ryan Curran.
Looking
Hello,
great
Ryan.
from that camera. Ugh,
Ryan with his cameo.
gotta love Bryce. Great shots, as always.
Absolutely great shots. And I hope you guys enjoy them.
But you know it's about to be an absolutely better shot. The shot of the kickoff return or lack thereof, because it's probably going to end up in the end zone.
That's true. And here's the kick. That ball will 1,000% be a touchback. Man,
Beautiful kick.
sometimes I wish that were rule, because I bet we'd be missing out on some cool returns.
Safety.
Just because they caught it in the end. Nothing I can do about that.
Safety, you know, it's just safety.
What?
At such a young, no, that is entirely the reason for the rule is that 90% or most concussions happen off of kickoff because the opposing team has such a running start that they just kind of barge through and demolish the other team.
That's a good point. And there's the snap. Jacob Barrett scrambling now. Fends off.
He's got to get that ball
and
out.
He ran all the way back and gets taken down within the 5. That was a loss of over 15 yards.
Looney screaming at him out there.
A bit
That
of-
is just not something you want to see. You want to see him get rid of the ball, take
bit of-
the illegal, the intentional
Yeah, you would
grounding.
much rather have an intentional grounding than take a loss of a lot. 17 by the looks of it. But sometimes there's little you can do to control that. As Barrett just found himself trying to fend him off and just couldn't. Now back on their own 4-yard line. Barrett lets that one rip. Good enough to get them back past the initial line of scrimmage. And now it'll be a 3rd down and 9.
And the cheerleaders are going to try and bring some hype back into Mount Vista after that loss of yards. Normally that would be a 1st down. However, it is still 3rd and 8 from Mount Vista 22. Rough.
A big 3rd down. It's a matter of putting the ball right back in the Lobos' hands or continuing this drive. He has to let that one go quick, and it's a beautiful pass.
It looks like there will be no flags on the field as that has been quite an issue for Mount Vista as after they've had any sort of play that has gotten them a good amount of yardage. There's been a flag and just holding it back. However, not that time, as Mount Vista does get quite the good drive down the field.
That's true. Very fortunate for the Mountain Vista Golden Eagles. A great route and a great pass. And now a little screen. It's a bit of a flea flicker. Is that legal? I'm not sure. Because I don't know if he passed it backwards. Our perspective is a bit scuffed. But it would have been really cool if it had been converted. He had been for about 20 yards. Now it'll be a 2nd down and 10 on their own 38-yard line.
Yard line.
Yard line.
Really getting creative. You like to see
I
that.
like the play calls, I really do.
Sometimes some of the best play
That'll
calls
be a
you get.
draw up the middle. Scrounging his way through the pack. Looks good for 4 or 5 yards. Mark and quarter. Huddle. Jacob Barrett. Looking for some yardage as it is a 3rd and 6. They got to convert here. He airs that one out deep. He has his man, and he converts it. A monster reception. What a pass. Absolutely beautiful. Let's hope we can get a replay. Here it is. What a fantastic throw. That ball was aired deep and a great reception. And now the Golden Eagles are in the red zone. I can't get my head around how great of a pass that was. Jacob Barrett, you're my hero. And now slowing things down with a draw up the middle, still good for 4 yards. And if that doesn't rile up that sideline and student section, I don't know what will. An absolutely gorgeous pass.
You just saw instantly the spark of Mountain Vista. That sideline getting real rowdy. They're real excited about that one.
With the ball on Rocky Mountain's 16-yard line, Jacob Barrett takes the snap, another draw. He has some room to work with, but ultimately doesn't get that far up. And that'll bring things to a 3rd and 5. And there it is. There's what we had to cut the stream off for.
Oh, and it feels like
And it froze. How unfortunate.
very unfortunate.
But
It's all right.
we're back to the original view. We'll keep working on it for you folks. Hopefully we can get it up.
But
It keeps cutting in and out.
But you know what else we can hopefully get? Mountain Vista can hopefully get a touchdown. Bring a little life into this
Barrett
game.
takes the snap, converts the pass, good for a 1st down. You know, in these last couple drives, I've really seen an improvement in Jacob Barrett's play. He hasn't been rushing his passes. He's really been taking his time. He's really been showing great composure, and you see the receptions that have come through because of it.
Yeah, and I think part of that is due to the Mountain Vista offensive line. They've been providing quite the amazing pocket for these past couple of plays where Jake Barrett has just had all the time in the world to just line up his shot and just make it as good as possible.
And isn't that shot just nice? Even if it is a little glitchy, you still get the idea. That'll be a run up the middle. Doesn't look good for very many yards. And now it'll be a 2nd down and 6. A 2nd down and goal, rather. Right back in the same position they were on the other side of the field in that 2nd quarter. Now under that 7-minute mark, it is a 2nd down. They have 2 downs to work with. It'll be handed off outside. A flag is on the field. What it's regarding or who it's on, we don't know yet. We'll see what the refs have to say. Would have been good to get the Golden Eagles up to about the 5-yard line. The Lobos that offensive line in check, allowing no holes to open up, and Matt Smith has nowhere to go.
We'll see what this flag is. The ref's still trying to find out what this is.
Yep, the refs are still conferring. Nobody has moved up or down yet. To be on it would be four fortunes for the Golden Eagles. Flag is picked up. It's a personal foul on the defense. I wasn't paying close enough attention to see when and where it happened, but that is a big-time flag. Very fortunate for the Golden Eagles, and now that'll be half the distance to the goal and an automatic first down. I believe it'll be a 1st and 3, or rather a 1st and goal with 3 yards to go.
That's huge for now. Now you really, and it seems like still second and third. We'll have to see. The ref's still conferring.
I'm fairly sure it would be a 1st down and 3.
I believe so as well.
Mount Vista is still in huddle. I can imagine that they would be trying to just put Matt Smith in the end zone for 6. I don't think Matt Smith is on the field at this point. And there he is. Punches it in for 6. Just as suspected, they just went for that inside run, see if it was enough to put it in. Just 3 yards, that's all they needed. And now Mountain Vista is on the board.
Great little
with
play
the
there.
point after attempt coming up. It's on the side of the sideline, I guess. And you see things are a bit more dull on the other side.
This game really never got out of reach for Mountain Vista, and now it's just a little bit closer. Ethan Love drains that field goal. Now it's just a one-score game. And now you got to really be wondering what's Looney going to pull out of the book? What's Rocky Mountain going to pull out of the book? You know, they've got to kind of get creative as both teams are kind of starting to learn each other. So now it's just an aspect of who knows each other better. Who's reading the...
And of course, I think we can really credit the success of that drive to Jacob Barrett with that beautiful pass. Good for almost 50 yards. A great reception as well. Just a good route overall.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Looney said to Barrett at halftime, but I'm sure it was along the lines of, hey, you know, you can do this, you got this, just throw the ball a little softer, you know, take your time. And whatever it was, whatever Looney said, got to him, and Jacob Barrett was just on fire that last drive. Every pass he threw on target, perfect. And if he keeps that up, Mount Vista is going to win a lot more games this year.
Very true. You see what that composure he showed. That's the potential that we've always known Jacob Barrett to have. But sometimes he just gets his own head.
He's going to bobble that, and he's going to walk out of bounds with that one. He easily could have let that ball touch the end zone, and now it looks like Rocky Mountain's going to have to drive on the 1.5, 2-yard line. And that one hurts.
A bit of a dopey play, if there was any word to fit it. I don't know quite what he was thinking, but now the Lobos have very unfortunate field position and could even be looking at a safety.
And if you're the Mountain Vista defense, you've got to have that drive. Just pinning them down to the 2-yard line, you've got to have that drive. You've got to have that passion. You got to get that quarterback down.
There's a snap, a hard rush. He does make a completion, good for about 4 yards. Well, that was good for 6. He had that up and flawlessly. But we don't. And that's lots of yards and a quick 3rd down. for the Golden Eagle defense. We'll see if they can hold things up and get the offense back on the field with plenty of time in this third quarter.
Yeah, that's right. The Lobos, 3rd and 5 right now. Mountain Vista's going to try and get loud, get in their heads, make it hard for him to Pooler to hear those plays coming from the sidelines. And I think that's just what they're going to do is Mountain Vista's trying hard to pump up their crowd. As basically the entire stand is filled with the
There's the
Mountain Vista
snap.
crowd.
Oh, it's intercepted!
And he tackles his own player. Let's get a
A
replay of that.
huge defensive stand. You see Pooler punching the ground. Unbelievably solid offense for the Golden Eagles. You see he almost got sacked in the end zone, but he threw it right into the defensive line. That ball was picked off, and now Jacob Barrett takes over within the 5-yard line. He has 2 yards needed for 6 more points.
That one was kind of funny as the defensive linemen, who I do not know who their name is, but they caught the ball, and then one of their own teammates came and tackled him. He easily could have drove that ball into the end zone, but nonetheless, Jacob Barrett gets the ball 1st and 2nd, 2 yards, 4 downs. He's got all the time in the world.
They hand the ball off. He cuts inside. It's in for 6. Absolutely huge.
Absolutely huge indeed. That one just really brings the drive back to Mountain Vista. And now this game, Ethan Love's just got to drain that one in, and it's a tie game.
And there's Ethan Love with the kick, and it's good. And now it's a tie ball game. And in just a matter of minutes, the Golden Eagles have brought things back to a tie ball game. They were down 0-14 at the end of the half, and they really turned things around. They got the morale on their side, and here they are, tie ball game. 5 minutes, 18 seconds left on the clock.
And this is kind of a little bit of trade of places for Mountain Vista, as this is normally the position they put themselves in most games. Normally they're the ones who are getting scored on a lot. But however, not in this case.
The Lobos are already out and ready, and the Golden Eagles are just taking the field, ready to kick things off.
Come closer and chill. Come closer and chill.
And again, all of that was made possible by an abysmal return that brought the Lobos all the way back to the 2-yard line on what could have ended up as a touchback. And that just goes to show that one mistake can lead to an opposing touchdown really quickly. Now making sure everybody's in check. The refs are ready to go. And here's the kick. Way back, caught in fair territory. A big hit, but he stays on his feet, and he brings it out of the 25. Now Rocky to the field. They have little momentum right now. I would venture to say that the Golden Eagles have all the momentum now.
Seen a big momentum shift in this game as Mountain Vista just taking all of that momentum. They're just kind of oozing it out of Rocky Mountain and kind of putting it back in themselves. And I feel like that's a good thing that you gotta do. You gotta learn how to kind of shut down the other team. And I think that's just what Mountain Vista's doing right now.
And now Pooler takes the snap. He's looking for a sneak, and he gets eaten up. This defensive line is looking as strong as they ever have. They're absolutely dominating out there right now, and that's a loss of 2.
Mountain Vista out there looking like mosquitoes, just all coming for a shot. Nuts. Rocky Mountain needs to get some
Pooler back in the shotgun formation. You see Sean Kidd right next to him, as he has been all game. He takes that one. He's rolling out to the left. He sees a man. He overthrows. That's incomplete. Now it's a quick 3rd and 12.
That's Noah Yancey on that one. So that does kind of show that the Lobos are switching up their quarterback, trying to go off and out. Each quarterback has a little bit different style of play. Yancey likes to stay in the pocket a little bit more, while Robo has been not as much.
And I hope you did appreciate that sideline view. We do seem to have it back up and running. It's really all depending on how far away the camera is. The range could be better, but this is all things that we'll figure out for future broadcasts. Again, this is the first time we've tried to run 2 cameras, and I'd say it's running really well. I hope you guys all enjoyed the new camera angles as much as we do. There's Luber. He takes the snap. He has a man, and he misses his pass pretty brutally, actually. And now it's a 4th down and 12. This Golden Eagle defense is looking absolutely dominant. Now with 4 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock, the Golden Eagles are set to receive the ball yet again. They could take the lead in 1 quarter.
Yeah, it's very, very true. Mountain Vista just easily getting the Lobos down to a 4th and 12. That is just great defense, and I think that is kind of showing the momentum shifting onto the defense as
Absolutely.
well. This entire team's just pumped up.
The mental aspect of the game is really hurting the Lobos right now.
That
kick is back. It will be returned. He fumbles the ball. He falls back down on it. And it'll be Golden Eagle football on their own 36-yard line.
That was a dangerous situation there, seeing him off the run. However, he did bring it back on.
Yes, he did. And now with the ball back in Jacob Barrett's hands, Jacob Barrett has been on fire. He's been able to drive down. He's showing absolutely no mercy to the Lobos defense. And things are looking good. Here's Barrett, ready to take the snap.
Don't go past the 20.
And he takes off with it, headed for the sideline. And he gets a solid 7 yards out of it. Jacob Barrett really, again, I've been using the word composure a lot, and I can't find a better word for it. Because at the start of this game, he was making some rash decisions. He was rushing the ball out of his hand, and now you see when he's really using that great vision of his, and he's really utilizing every aspect of his game where he can run and where he can pass well. He's been dominating.
Yeah, and I think we saw a little bit of that last year in just a couple of games. Jacob Barrett just really was dialed in, and I think that's one of the big things with him is that once he is dialed in, there's nothing that can stop him. And I think if he can get to control that better, he'll be a great quarterback, and he'll have some scholarships coming his way.
That's right. And there you saw a solid run. He bounced off that offensive line. He found a new hole, chose it, and it's good for a 1st down. Now the ball's on the 50. You see a Lobo talking to a referee. That Lobo would be Pete Crone. I don't know what's going on down there, but
Pete thought something was wrong, so Pete talked to him.
yeah, voice your opinions, Pete. Nobody's stopping you.
Except, of course, the referee.
Now Barrett back to take the pass. Gets the ball out of his hand quick. That ball's completed. 6 yards on the play. Again, Jacob Barrett. That play design was meant to immediately get out of his hand and in for a quick 6 yards, and it was converted beautifully. And now there's a Lobo down on the field.
Let's see if
That
we can
Lobo
get the,
would be
sideline shot.
Matt Kinnerson, and he's hobbling off. Will there be an injury timeout? It looks like it. Or at the very least, the Golden Eagles are back in a bit of a huddle around Coach Looney. You see that crispy sideline view. I'm not seeing much. Hopefully we could get a nice view of that huddle. But they're breaking off right now. Back on the field, no harm, no foul. And it'll be a 2nd down and 4 to go after a nice little 6-yard pass. Now Barrett takes the snap. He hands it off, goes up the middle for a nice little draw. Good for 3. It'll be a third down and very short.
Bryce, follow the players down the line. Go to the left, go from the left, go down, follow the players.
Now back in huddle. Let's see how they want to play this third down. If they want to go for some solid yardage or if they just want that first down. I think either way they're going to convert here. They have great momentum. You see the defense is really setting up for a run. It will be a run up the middle, and he breaks free. A very slippery running back he is.
But a great tackle there by Tobias Martinez. He was just able to just run up to him, wrap his arms around him, just take him down. However, that was a little slippery there right off. Didn't get those first few yards. So we'll see if Mark Brook, the head coach for the Lobos, can stop this Mountain Vista offense, as they have been on fire coming out of the half.
There's the snap. It's good for a few.
Read like a book.
Looks like it'll be a 2nd and 8. And I've really been working hard. I'm straining my eyes as hard as I possibly can to see who the running back is, but the jerseys are just not letting me do so, because I believe that the initial running back went down earlier.
He came back.
Okay,
Matt Smith came
I'm
back.
just in a whole world of
Now we got both
confusion
running
here,
backs
folks.
in Grant Shells and Matt Smith.
Jacob Barrett takes it, flips it back for another 10-plus yard run. Great play design, great vision from Jacob Barrett with the flip back. And there's another Golden Eagle first down.
Barrett fakes the pass, takes the handoff to Shells, flips it back. He's just able to run it. He just got a nice first down for Mount Vista. There's the cheerleaders cheering on Mount Vista. Just 6 seconds left.
It's been a big, well, not 46 seconds left in the half, Blaze, but 46 seconds left in this third quarter.
It looks like we'll have a penalty.
And what a big third quarter it's been for the Golden Eagles, as they received the ball initially, brought it down immediately for a touchdown, and then got another from a fantastic defensive stand.
This quarter has just been a great quarter for just a good game. We got the camera working. Mountain Vista's driving down. We actually have a nice competitive game now, and it'll be interesting to see if that Lobo spark gets lit. So we'll really have both teams at their full power, attacking each other and clashing and melding together.
Interesting way to put it. Trying to find any sort of hole, but that run doesn't really go anywhere, and after the flag, it looks like it'll be a 2nd down and 12. So that flag initially brought it to a 1st and 15. That run being good for 3. Now as the third quarter comes to a close, sides will be flipping.
Mountain Vista sideline holds it up the board. It is the fourth quarter. It is a new quarter, and they're going to bring up the score that they did last quarter. This game's tied.
He's doing a little dance.
You love to see it.
Kyle Wilkinson, he's getting down with it.
Gotta
He's
love
excited.
the injured squad.
There's, and you see back in the huddle, all the coaches are there. I can't imagine they're disappointed in any way, as it was such a big third quarter for Mountain Vista. And now Jacob Barrett is looking to make it a big fourth quarter. Now we're just about ready to get back into the swing of things as the final quarter of the Mountain Vista Golden Eagles versus the Rocky Mountain Lobos takes place.
Did you do the intro graphic at the beginning?
Don't forget, folks, this is Mountain Vista's homecoming game. You know it's a big turnout, and you know that Vista's really playing for something right now. This is a huge game for them, and after this 0-3 start, you know they're hungry for this victory. Now Jacob Barrett, he was ready to take snap, but he falls back, listens to what Looney has to say, and now he's behind center yet again. And that ball finds its way into the 10, and now not only did Mountain Vista get a first down there, but they're also in the red zone.
That is a huge thing with Mountain Vista. Is every time Mountain Vista has been in the red zone, well, I guess not every time, but they've scored. Or somebody's scored. They almost had a
Well,
pick
now
six.
Barrett back behind center. They've got 9 yards to go. It's a 1st and goal. Everything's on the line here. I'm excited. I have so much energy right now.
Sounds fake to me.
Now Barrett takes the snap. It's a draw. Goes up the middle. There's a flag on the field. I don't believe what I'm seeing.
Oh.
There is an injured Golden Eagle on the field. We'll try to get a look on who it is as soon as possible.
Look at that new shot. Oh, looks so good.
We're really complimenting the
wincing
shot, even in lieu of the recent events, with a Golden Eagle on the ground in pain, Blaze. Unbelievable.
It looks like a cramp to me as it was a slow fall down to the ground. He looks like he's cramping up somewhere. It's important to stay hydrated, even if it's not quite
Well,
hot.
we can't say anything for sure as we're not on the field and we're not
Trainer
Joe.
Joe. Trainer Joe does his best. He's here every game. Record attendance.
Now being helped to his feet. Looks like he's holding at his hand or his wrist.
And that's Matt Smith again. That's his second time coming out of this game. You know
Very,
that's not
very
good.
unfortunate.
He's
And
been,
of course, no matter
that's-
who it is, we always hate to see any sort of injury on the field. But now, as the show must go on, it remains a 1st and goal.
So we'll see what Jacob Barrett can do.
Oh, well, it's actually a 1st and 19. There must have been a holding. Jacob Barrett throws the ball up. It's caught. Is
And
it
it
good
looks like-
for 6?
It looks like Sam Christen never touched the ground. Let's get a replay on that shot. It looks like Sam Christen never touched the ground. It looks like he was carried on top. However, this is high school football.
You see Sam Christen gesturing, wanting a replay because he knows that he got in.
He did get in after we saw that replay. He got carried. He was on the back of the Lobos' back. However, the ref did not see it, and that's why they're high school refs, not NFL. We also do not have replay. We are fortunate up here.
Well, no matter what, it was a great throw and a great catch. No matter whether it was a touchdown or not, it was still impressive. There's the run up the middle. Grenschels punches it in, and there's 6 on the board for Mountain Vista. They brought it all the way back and have now taken the lead. What a fantastic second half it's been, and they've really, really driven well. And Jacob Barrett has just led his offense all the way down on 3 separate occasions. And now Ethan Love is ready for the point after attempt.
Ethan Love for the point after.
And it's a fake. It's a fake. It's up. It's no good.
Gotta wonder what was going through his mind because Mountain Vista just put themselves in not a good situation with that one. As if the Lobos drive down the field, they just have to knock in a field goal, and it's a one-point game. So I don't know the offense was thinking there.
Well,
However, it looks like this one's going to happen again.
It
Maybe
did-
they'll change their mind.
I think it did look like a bit of a bad snap, but it could have been play design. I really don't know. But either way, it's happening again.
Well, hopefully not.
Well, the play is happening again.
It was a roughing the passer.
Nothing the passer. Interesting.
We'll s-
I would assume that they're just going to go for the field goal right here.
It looks like they will.
And they do. And it's good. And now a 7-point lead after a 14-point deficit. A truly impressive run from the Mountain Vista Golden Eagles. And now the defense will take the field. The defense has been absolutely dominating. And their hopes right now is to put the ball right back into the offense's hands and see if they can just run down the clock. And you see so much more liveliness on the sideline and in the student section, as this might be the first, this is the first lead of the game, obviously, for Mountain Vista, but it's kind of a rare occasion for Mountain Vista to be leading in a football game.
I actually think this is the highest amount of points that Mountain Vista has put up this year.
They really are playing very well, and now the kicking unit is back on, and the Rocky Mountain Lobos now have some work to do if they want to get themselves back in this game. Just get to through that sideline view of the this is never before seen. And there's the kick. Beautiful transition. And it's all the way back through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. The Lobos will take over at their own 20. We got a great ball game on our hands, folks. Just as I said at the start of this broadcast, I knew that with Mountain Vista being ranked 48 in the state and Rocky Mountain being ranked 50, it would be an even matchup. And really the rankings don't matter, but you can just see that these are two evenly placed teams, and it's been a very fun game to watch and even more fun to call.
That's right. Gotta love coming out here. It's a nice day here in beautiful Highlands Ranch, Colorado, as they call me the weatherman of the Mountain Vista broadcast team.
Do
It's
they
a
now?
nice, cool 71 degrees outside, cloudy, great weather for a football game to me, minus all the bugs.
Not that we can see the clouds as it's 9 o'clock, but it is a beautiful day for some football, a beautiful night for some football, rather. The lights are on at Shea Stadium, and now Giles Pooler is ready for his 2nd and 11 drive. He's getting rushed. He gets destroyed! An unreal hit. He had 2 people on him. An absolutely disgusting blitz. And Pooler is down for the count. He just got obliterated.
Can we get a replay of that, or is it too late?
It could be too late.
Already did.
Already
Alright.
did.
Didn't even catch it. Now, if you're Mountain Vista, you got to kind of show some respect now, as coaches are trying to almost calm them down a little bit, get them to kneel. As you never want to see the quarterback down. That's the worst thing you want to see in football. You never want to see any player down, but when the Lobos have a chance at having this football game, having the head quarterback go out of the game is kind of a real damper, and I think that's the nail in the coffin.
Absolutely. You always hate to see somebody down in the field, but I'd say that's the game of football. That was a massive hit.
Can we get that replay again? My goodness. I can't watch it enough.
Let's take a look here.
Don't know what happens with the hammer.
We were zoomed out. He just got eaten up. And unfortunately, you didn't have the same view as us. And now, fortunately, Pooler is back up, walking off the field. That was a brutal hit. I think anybody who's watching here, anybody in this press box who's calling this, they might have gotten a nasty concussion from that hit. You'd have to be a real trooper to get through that one. So I have nothing but respect for Giles Pooler. But also I have nothing but respect for that defensive line who poked their way through and put up a massive hit on a beautiful blitz.
And it's quite the turnout. The amount of people that saw that here
And
today. Everybody here
it's
at
Mountain
the
Vista
stand.
ball. I think that went overlooked through this all is that he fumbled it, and now it's a, you know, folks.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it was a touchdown.
It's the nail in
And
the coffin.
we'll go more in depth as to what happened. We obviously were more focused on the injury at hand rather than the fact that Giles, he fumbled the ball after that big hit. I can imagine he was rendered pretty much immobile after that. The ball was punched out and recovered by the Golden Eagles, and the Golden Eagles just sent a run inside for 6.
Cooler
There's
is
the
walking
kick.
on the sideline.
It's good.
Cooler is out there walking on the sideline, so it seems to me that his breath just might have gotten knocked out of him.
That's very possible. And now it's a 28-14 lead. You see, that's 28 unanswered from Mountain Vista in this second half. And an absolutely flawless show that's been put on by the offense and the defense.
That was beautiful.
I still can't really get my head around that hit. And now, with a 28-14 lead, Mountain Vista is ready for the kick. Lobos are set to receive. There's 10 minutes on the clock in this fourth quarter. This
Very
game is
probable.
winding down to a close. What a crazy second half, Blaze.
Yeah, that is 100% correct. I said it at the beginning of the game that Mountain Vista needs to bring it in the second half. And, well, they brought it, and they brought it hard. And I feel like the Lobos are now in the position of what Mountain Vista usually is in. And, it's two teams. They're both having rough years, but, it's always great to see a competitive football game. And I feel like that's more important than having a good season. It's just, you just want to watch some good football.
And now
that's what's happening right now.
It is the backup quarterback, Noah Yancey, behind center. He did complete that pass. It's good for quite a bit, actually.
Wow.
I was more focused on who the quarterback was over the play, and it was good for quite a few. And now they're all the way to the 45-yard line. Noah Yancey, obviously, is now back in control. We'll see what he can do. He was in that wide receiver position, now has moved, and he's moving the chains. He's making quick work. Now, in just a matter of 13 seconds, he's moved the ball up over 20 yards.
That just shows that the Lobos have depth in their lineup, and I think that's a huge thing to have depth. And Yancey's just able to come into this game and kind of relight the fire that Pooler had previously had.
Absolutely. Now Yancey throws it out for a screen pass. That'll be to Sean Kidd. A flag is coming from way downtown. We'll see what it's regarding.
We have some parents yelling at the refs, but what's changed?
Yeah, what's changed? Sometimes there's nothing you can do about what people in attendance are doing.
So we'll listen in for this. It seems to be that there is a problem with the referee's microphone. But we'll see if it works this
unfortunately,
time.
we haven't been able to hear all the calls, but we are able to decipher to the best of our ability. That'll be a holding on the offense, bringing the Lobos back. Or it might have been an illegal block in the back. One or the other. Yeah,
It is a block in the
I
back.
believe it was a block in the back. Either way, they're going back, and now it's a second down and 13 to go. 9 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock. Yancey looking to get the Lobos back in this game. A blitz is coming in. Yancey is scrambling, and he goes down. He goes down about 10 yards past the initial line of scrimmage. That looks like it'll be a loss of 7. Now all the way back to the 35-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down and 20. You see a nice sideline view. The ball is right there.
That's so great. I just love it.
Now Yancey is set
Got me jumping.
to take the snap. He's looking downfield. He has plenty of time. Almost gets hit in the back. The
It looks like the
receiver,
receiver got taken
receiver
out.
he was looking for was down on the ground,
And pass
and
interference, but nothing was called. Interesting.
now it's 4th down and 20. The punting unit is on the field. The Golden Eagles are set to get the ball.
Kenny called the punt. Following this and deep.
Stay there. That shot is just butter. You see both teams lining up head to head.
Now the
As a
punt is
beautiful
off,
punt is up.
very high up, and goes out of bounds at about the 40. It looks like it went out at like the 43-yard line. It is, the 43-yard line. We'll see where it's placed.
It's a good
And
thing that was
obviously-
a lineman trying to catch that ball offside. That's why they're linemen and not
I believe because the punt was out of bounds, the ball immediately defaults to being set to the 50. I don't quite know how Chester rules on all this, but here we are. The Golden Eagles have it at the 50. There's the snap, taken up the middle. That's good for about 7 yards. Looks like a 2nd and 3. You see the running game is going to be prominent in these next few drives as the Golden Eagles are just looking to run down the clock. They have nothing else to do. They have a 2-possession lead. They're in a very comfortable position right now. And any catches, I would assume they're trying to stay inbounds.
Looks like we'll have a
And-
flag on that.
Offsides on the defense.
Love it.
And he did.
Love an encroachment.
He did draw an encroachment.
He was on.
Now behind center. As the clock is still running down, now below the 8-minute mark. And another flag, it'll be a delay of game on the offense, bringing it to a 1st and 15.
Prior to snap, play game, number 16 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay first.
And it seems the ref's mic worked, and we got to hear the call. And there is confusion in the press box as to who is behind center. As far as right now, I'm not completely sure. And if we have been wrong this whole time, I do apologize. I don't even know if I'm wrong, though. That's the thing.
Dane
Doherty.
Dane Doherty. Excuse me. English, but
I mean, either way, the quarterback, that's what we'll say, is doing a magnificent job, and this second half has been utterly dominated by the Mountain Vista Golden Eagles. Again, from the press box, there's very limited view of who
Looks
is
like
actually
12.
playing. Yeah, it is. It really could be either one, honestly, folks. But the show goes on, and there's the snap.
and the
It's a
wind
draw
goes on
taken
as
up.
well.
It'll be back up to the initial line of scrimmage, and that'll be a 3rd down and 10. The clock still running.
Vista's just trying to kill some clock now, as all teams should be. Maybe Barrett was in the game earlier and then went out as this game kind of ran away a little bit. Not sure about that as it's only a 2-score lead, but we don't know. We don't know. Those new jerseys do look very nice though.
Oh, well, we can make all the excuses we can. There's a run up the middle.
Can't make the excuse for the fact that Mountain Vista has come into this game.
That's
and
true. I mean,
been
bottom
a
line,
force to be reckoned with.
bottom line, the quarterback has been very good. The defense has been very good. I'd say everybody has been on their A game in this second half, and now it'll be a 4th down and 5. They'll just let the clock run as far as they possibly can.
The Lobos still have 3 timeouts, so at some point, I don't think that point's coming anytime soon, but at some point the Lobos are going to have to start using those timeouts and start delaying this game a little bit.
And as they are in Rocky Mountain territory, they are going for it on 4th down to keep this clock rolling. That ball is almost picked off, and if it was, I can imagine that number 25, Tobias Martinez, would have taken that all the way to the house as he had absolutely nobody in front of him. And now the Lobos will be taking over with about 6 minutes left on the clock. The ball on their own 33-yard line. They've got quite a bit of work to do, Blaze.
That is right indeed. However, I think the Lobos do have it. I feel like the Lobos can drive it down. As we saw in the first quarter, they were dominating Mountain Vista. And I feel like they just got to bring that back as Yancey's just going to seem to run this ball.
And Yancey gets hit hard. Mountain Vista has been pulling out the hit sticks. And Yancey went down. He got taken out at the legs, but he got up no problem. And that'll bring things to a 2nd down and 7. One-on-one matchup on the bottom. Tyler Jennings could be looking at the ball right now. Yancey lets that ball go. Almost picked off. Some frustration on the field as he knew he had a very solid shot at an interception there. I believe that to be Grayson McCall, perhaps. Yes,
that looks to be correct.
I believe that was Grayson McCall who had his hands on the ball, almost got it, but it was great coverage nonetheless. And now it's a 3rd down and 7. And I'd say if Noah Yancey can't convert right here, there's little the Lobos can do in the remainder of this game.
That's right. But we've seen this passion come out of the Lobos, and I feel like if now there is a time, it is now. As trips up.
The ball is completed. Good for a 1st down and more at the 50. Brings it all the way down into Mountain Vista territory.
And the usual screaming parents.
Ball is placed at the 44-yard line. And Noah Yancey moves the chains. He is the backup quarterback, and he has had to step in for the loss of Giles Pooler, who got absolutely destroyed.
Interesting to think about.
That is interesting to think about. But again, Giles Pooler did have to leave the game, most likely on concussion protocol, as he got hit very hard on a Mountain Vista blitz. There's a flag on the field. The ball was almost intercepted, but is incomplete. The flag, I assume, is a holding. I don't know which team it was on. There were Golden Eagles in pursuit of Yancey. The ref is gesturing towards Mountain Vista, but there is confusion amid the field.
Let's listen in for that call. It'll be a face mask.
No, I believe that was a holding.
It was a holding or a face mask. It was right in front of his face, so who knows?
He was grabbing his wrist. Blaze, you gotta pay attention. But either way, it's 10 yards and a fresh set of downs for Rocky Mountain. Now with 5 seconds on the clock. the Lobos take over in Mountain Vista territory. They are down by 2 touchdowns, and they have a very limited amount of time to get back in this ballgame. Yancey drops back. He has plenty of time. He airs this one out. He has a man. The ball is tipped off of the defensive back, or the cornerback rather, and right into the hands of Holden Lefke. He's been a main target of both quarterbacks that we've seen in this game, and that's a very heads-up play right there, and it's good enough to get them into the red zone.
Yeah, very, very well done heads-up play there by the Lobos, as now they have a chance to get a touchdown and, dare I say, get the offside and possibly score down again, and we've got a real close game then.
Well, they are in first and goal territory. That ball is not handed off, and it is ended up spiked as Yancey was facing immense pressure. And that'll bring things to 2nd down and 7. And 7 is all the Lobos need in order to bring this game back within grasp. We'll see what this Golden Eagle defense can do to hold up Rocky Mountain High School as best they can. They have a one-on-one matchup on the bottom. Yancey takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He has a man to the right, and that looks like it'll be good for a touchdown. A great play call, just a little dump off to what could be the tight end or what could be the fullback, and he had nobody in front of him and was able to take it uncontested into the end zone. That'll bring the ballgame to 28-20 pending this extra point kick.
And now
Mountain
we've got a
Vista's in the
game.
lead.
We've got a game now, as the Lobos still have 3 timeouts. Both teams still have 3 timeouts, so there is plenty of time in this game for both teams to score, and it looks like that one is good.
4 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in the game.
Now we do indeed have a ball game on our hands. Now with 4 minutes 25 seconds left on the clock, the Golden Eagles are set to take over. I wouldn't be surprised to see an onside kick attempt here, as the Lobos have still got to get another touchdown in if they want to tie this ball game up. And you can only expect that Mountain Vista is still just wanting to drain the clock and take away all of the Lobos' timeouts.
Yeah, so I think Mountain Vista, do you want to play the run game? Do you want to drain as much time off the clock as possible? Or do you want to try and drive down the field, try and get another touchdown, try and seal the deal a little more? Those are the things that Mountain Vista has to deal with right now. And that's what Coach Looney and all of the other coaches up here in the press box are dealing with right now.
He's switching batteries.
Refs did whistle on the field. I don't know what for. A player is headed off, being replaced by what seems to be Sam Crissa, who could be returning the kick. I would keep the idea of an onside kick in the back of your head, as the Lobos do need possession as soon as possible. But that ball is sent back. It'll reach the end zone. That'll be a touchback.
Awesome, we're back in the show.
End zone touchback. 1st and 10. Mountain Vista at the 20.
Sounds good, I got you.
Now Mountain Vista takes over again at the 20. I would expect that they actually do go for some first downs to ensure that they can take as much time off the clock as they possibly can, and maybe even drive down and score a field goal, making this a 2-possession game yet again. But again, this is all in the hands of this offense and their capabilities as to what they can do to get down the field. It is a run, and he is stopped short of the line of scrimmage. However, the clock is still running, and that has to be the main focus of this offense. I can't imagine they would want to 3 and out, but I also know that they just are looking to run down this clock and give the Lobos as little time to bring this game back as they can.
Now I think you got to throw the ball.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen.
Because now they got to drive down, get 10 yards, at least get the first down. You got to wonder when the Lobos are going to start using those timeouts.
Another handoff.
Not enough, as he seems to only get like 1 yard. Rough.
Now brings it up to the 21-yard line. Looks like it'll be a 3rd and 9, a 3rd and 10, anywhere in between there. But the clock is now under that 3-minute, 30-second mark. And the Golden Eagles are taking their time. If they do convert this, that means another large chunk of time is taken off the clock. And then you have to imagine that the Lobos are going to start dipping into their timeout supply.
That's correct.
Mountain Vista took a timeout. Keep things as close to
Don't forget, you are watching on the VistaNow YouTube channel, home for all of your Mountain Vista sports needs, wants, hopes, dreams, all of that. So make sure to like, and subscribe. And if you want to get notified of when we go live, follow our Twitter page, or you can just simply hit that bell icon, and you will get notified when we go live or post any new segments that we have coming out.
another shameless plug. There's nothing wrong with that. We do want you all to support what we do here on Vista Now. I hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far as this game draws ever closer to a close. And now with a 3rd and 10, the Golden Eagles look to convert. That will be an incomplete pass. It stops the clock at 3 minutes 2 seconds, and the punting unit takes the field. Rocky Mountain High School will be taking back over. Little damage done, and now they have an opportunity to get themselves right back in this game.
Yeah, this Mountain Vista's on 4th down. Maybe they block the punt, score on the punt. It's very doable, and I think if you do get this, this is quite the game with 3 minutes left. Could it go into overtime?
Here's
Like
the
to
kick.
see. Boomed
A
it
boomer.
down. Wow. Good bounce, though, for Rocky Mountain. He's not going to get on that ball in time.
And the Lobos will be taking over back on their own 30-yard line. A very good punt. And we'll see what Noah Yancey can do with the ball. He's done better than Giles in the second quarter. For 6, and he's looking to do it again here.
So we'll see what the mystery quarterback does.
Now on that sideline view,
Well, I guess
you
this
get that
quarterback's
ref's
not
point of view as Noah gets ready to take the snap. Below 3 minutes left in the game. He takes the snap. He gets pressured. The ball very close to being intercepted.
And it looks
There's
like there
a
will be a
flag on the
flag.
field. You see some confusion. I believe that would be Grayson McCall, who looks confused. Is it against him? I'm not sure.
Let's see. Listen in for the call.
Number 6, defeat.
Looks like that'll be an illegal block in the back. I assume that is. Who knows? Do we even know anymore?
We really don't. But all that matters is that that moves the chains for the Lobos. And what was a 2nd and 10 now becomes a 1st and 10 on their own 45.
With 3 timeouts left, too. That is huge. And they're still moving the chains forward.
That
Quite
being-
the drive forward.
That was a very fortunate turn of events for Rocky Mountain. And now Noah Yancey takes the snap again. He's looking to pass. He sends that ball. Good coverage. Still brought in.
This game's getting heated. Both
Oh,
teams now starting to throw bigger
it was
blows.
batted incomplete. I do apologize. It was on the very, very far end of the field, and frankly, I couldn't even see where the ball was. Now all the excitement coming from the student section as it is a 2nd and 10, 2 minutes 45 seconds left on the clock. Noe Yancey takes the snap, looking to pass again, is pressured. He runs through and he gets hit.
Looks like he'll get forward progress there.
The clock will
Go back
continue
to
to
line.
run. That is my primary focus. I'm probably bringing it up way too much, but we're edging ever closer to that 2-minute warning, and the Lobos haven't gotten very far.
The Lobos want to use that 2-minute warning to their advantage. They want to have that ball in their possession so that way they don't have to waste a timeout. They want to keep that ball on their side. They have to get this first down. If they don't get this first down, this game might as well be
A
considered
huge
over.
down right here. He's scrambling. He's running back. What a long
Great
play.
coverage.
Now he sends the ball down, and it's incomplete. Kind of just a shoddy pass.
That pass definitely could have been thrown better as he had nobody. He had all the time in the world. I guess you could say that he was on the run, but he just missed his receiver. Thought he was going a little faster than he was.
And as we've hit the 2-minute warning, I would say that this is the ball game right here. This 4th and 10 right here, it's do or die. They have absolutely no choice but to go for it. And should they turn it over on downs,
And they will be forced to use a timeout. That is the last case scenario that the Lobos wanted to do. Is that even though they had the 2-minute warning, they still were forced to use a timeout, and that's just not good.
well, maybe the 2-minute warning doesn't exist in Chassa, and we just like to bring it up as a reference point.
No, they did have to call a timeout because the ref just called
I know.
a timeout. I mean, who knows? Does anybody know anything?
Yeah, because the 2-minute warning doesn't exist. That's why they have to use the timeout.
Okay. I mean, whatever you want to say, whatever I want to say. We're both just commentators in this small world. You know what I'm saying?
And Chassa rules are always too confusing. But there's
Isn't
2 minutes on the clock. It's not going down. Now the defense takes the field again. The offense is still in the huddle. This is their make or break play right here. They're down by a touchdown, and right here is their last chance. Now the student section getting loud. It doesn't look like anybody has left this game, as it's been an entertaining one. I see no reason to leave early. And here it is.
What a beautiful shot.
Here's the game right here. Yancey, he's pressured. And the pass is incomplete.
Mount
And
Vista
that'll be
will
a
get the ball.
turnover on downs. The Lobos have 2 timeouts left to Vista's 2. And Vista has the biggest cushion right here. They have all the advantage that they could possibly ask for. And they have nothing to do besides just run it, let the ball wind down, and even if the ball does get back in Rocky Mountain's possession, I can imagine that they would not have any timeouts to aid their final push.
So, going off logistics here, if the Lobos use their timeouts, then theoretically there will be about 14 seconds left on the clock if Vista does not convert a first down. So Vista really looking to convert a first down. And if they do not do so, then this game could still go into the hands of the Lobos. So we'll have to see what happens.
Well, I can also kind of imagine, as the Lobos do use one of their 2 remaining timeouts, bringing them down to 1 left, I can imagine that the Lobos wouldn't have great field position should they get the ball back. If this does immediately go all the way to 4th down, if it's a punt, it would most likely be within their own 20, and then they have a whole field to deal with no timeouts.
Yeah, it's very true. This game could go a lot of different directions right now. Heck, maybe fumbles the ball and Lobos get the ball back with 1 timeout left and minute 30 left. Who knows?
Anything's possible.
The announcer's curse. Taken after your brother, Nathan.
The caster's curse.
And it seems to be that there is a little bit of a sprinkle coming down on the field now.
I can imagine. Well, it looks pretty light. I can't see it in the reflection of the stadium lights.
Well, we gotta be careful about our expensive camera equipment.
I don't really think that it will.
Wind picking up as well.
I can't really think that it will affect the game too much.
Fair.
Well, folks, if we sound tired, it's because we are. It's well past my bedtime, and I've had a long couple of days. So if there's a lack of energy, that one's on me, folks. I apologize from the bottom of my heart.
It's not a very far down. Shallow heart. As Mount Vista, the student section, getting super excited as they might just take the first win of the season. We'll see if Mountain Vista can pull this off, as it is 3rd down. They need to convert here.
3rd down, 8 to go, minute 45 on the clock. The Lobos have no more timeouts. That ball is run, and it's good for a 1st down. That'll be your ball game, folks. There's absolutely nothing that Rocky Mountain can do about the clock from here on out.
The clock will continue running as soon as the chains get set. And the chains are set as soon as the ref gives his hand a nice little whirl. And it looks like the clock is still holding. Don't know what's happening, and it's going.
The clock's been going for 10 seconds, Blaze.
1st and 10, Mountain Vista. Mountain Vista needs a miracle here, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen, as they will go into victory. No, they're not going to go into victory formation. Interesting.
That's cold right there. That's cold-blooded.
Interesting.
There's literally 0 chance, unless there's a fumble, that
unless this
Rocky
is their
Mountain can
victory.
bring this one back.
They're going to call it timeout. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Maybe they're trying to avoid the delay of game. I don't know. But frankly, I think this game's over.
Nope, they did get a delay of game. That was the call.
Well, I mean, does it matter? Absolutely not.
Still 1st down. As he said, 3rd down. Who knows? And the clock is starting. No, it's not. Ref called the clock to start, but it did not start.
There's the snap. There's the knee.
Victory formation has been achieved.
We'll need 1 more of those. And there's your ball game, folks. What a fantastic 2nd half for the Mountain Vista Golden Eagles in their homecoming game. You see the excitement on the sideline, the excitement on the field, and just the dullness on Rocky Mountain's sideline. How unfortunate for them. And there it is, Mountain Vista's first win of the season, bringing their record to 1-3, a very solid victory. Their offense played well, their defense played well. Whoever the quarterback was played very well. And now they line up for handshakes, and that'll be your ball game, folks.
Great job by Mountain Vista there. They really did everything that they needed to do. They did everything in their power to get the win, and they got the W. And Mountain Vista very excited about that one. So, we're going to be signing off here. My name is Blaze Shower.
I'm Nate Tubbs.
That is the Nathan Tubbs. We'll see you guys